We are starting off by taking a look at our excessive rain outlook. This is going to be a widespread storm affecting the eastern seaboard. The most impressive rain is likely to be somewhere in the northeast, right along the 95 corridor. We've got this area in red, fairly expansive, a level 3 out of 4. We call it a moderate risk of excessive rain and flash flooding. And that started off as a little red circle here a few days ago, but just the fact that it was there that early in the forecast period, usually the Weather Prediction Center does not put something like this out that far in advance. So that was sort of the indication that this was an event that was going to be needed to be taken seriously. That was expanded all the way here into Rhode Island, right up to Providence. So let's take a look at our 4 rivers. The white boxes here, that indicates that there was a flood warning or multiple flood warnings back in December. And certainly we had some major flooding along these 2 rivers in particular, the Blackstone and the Pawtuxet. So those are the 2 I'm going to be keeping the closest eye on. The Wood River and the Pawcatuck River also flooded as well. Maybe not as many significant consequences, but overspilling the banks. If you live along these rivers, you need to pay very close attention to the forecast here over the next 24 hours. I did take a look and peer at some of those river hydrographs, the hydrologic portion of the National Weather Service, showing that likely, again, this is a very difficult thing for them to forecast because it's very hard to take into account the melting snow and how much water that will add on to the rain that falls with this storm tomorrow. But it does look like those rivers are going to get to minor to moderate flood stage, and it could be even worse. Again, that's a very tough thing to forecast this far out with, again, the added snow melt coming along. Now, we've got a cold aspect of the storm, but the storm rides well inland this time. So we're getting on the warm side of the storm, and it's going to be all rain for us. You can see just how expansive the storm is. We've got severe weather in the deep south, some close to blizzard-like conditions as the wind's whipping behind this storm. See this squall line of intense thunderstorms right here? A similar feature likely to come through our area. I don't know if it'll bring any severe weather. So far, the Storm Prediction Center says not likely, would be a non-severe event, but it will bring gusty winds with that. So we'll see clouds increase tomorrow. Here comes the rain, and it could be here by about 2-3 p.m. As it overspreads, maybe just enough cold air in place where we could get a few wet flakes, northern Rhode Island, parts of southeast Mass, very quickly as the storm moves in. But then the warm air rides on up. It's all rain. Turns heavier by about 9-10 o'clock, really gets cranking past midnight. Look at this. This is just absolute torrential rain for several hours here. But it is a fairly fast-moving storm, and it is a fairly small window, all things considered. Here's that little squall line right here. I'm worried about winds about 4 or 5 a.m., right as this storm gets set to wrap up and get on out of here. We'll start to see clearing skies, and we may see a sunrise across most of the area. So rapidly improving conditions throughout Wednesday morning. There could be a spin-around shower here as we head into the lunchtime hour. And you can see that colder air is going to start working in. Look at that. We've got some wet snowflakes mixed in well north and west. So again, around 2 to 3 inches. Highest totals are going to be further to the west. We've got the high wind warnings along the coast, 55 to 65 miles per hour. Here in Providence, could see winds upwards of 55 miles per hour. Again, watch for refreezing out there overnight. Cold start tomorrow, but warming up quickly. 56 early Wednesday. Those temperatures will fall. We'll get a nice break Thursday into Friday before another little rain event Friday night, and then clearing and much colder beyond that.